Meow, 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 meow. In the ancient times, there was a man who ruled the world, and the writing was written on the stern. In his heart, he knew the artist must be true, but the legend of the rent was way past due. And then this is where you come in with the bass. Oh, well, you think you'll be just fine without me, but you're mine. You think you can kick me out of the... And then, Zach, you come in with a face-melting... Right, we call this one...
Well, there's just one problem there.
The band is mine. How can you kick me out of what is mine?
Yeah. Anyways, hitting it hard. That's one of my favorite all-time movies. That one struck such a dear chord in my little child heart.
It was the best movie of all time.
Yeah. It solidified Jack Black as one of my all-time favorites, I think, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's the best.
It was also like when Tenacious D was the shit. Not saying that they're not anymore, but that's like when they were coming out hot.
They were coming out real hot.
Yeah.
And then that was like right around the D movie.
The D movie.
Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
Oh, the Pick of Destiny. That's right. Yeah, that movie sucked, but it was still funny.
It sucked in the best way possible. It sucked like a D movie should suck. Like, did you ever watch the old HBO show? It was like 10-minute episodes or something like that.
Of Tenacious D?
Yeah.
No.
It was before Jack Black became Jack Black and started like getting roles and stuff. Ironically, I just watched a video where Jack Black was like talking about all of his roles in his career and shit. So it was like before he got Shallow Hal, and there was another one that was like his breakout movie. I can't remember.
He was super obscure. He was the bully in the second Never Ending Story.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, like teen Jack Black.
Huh.
Looked like maybe he was like 16, 17, and he played a very convincing bully.
He is a really good actor.
Oh yeah,
especially he's also kind of he kind of plays just a version of himself in pretty much everything, but in such a good way.
I mean, this is such an artsy thing to say. Is there like an element of always finding yourself in a role that you play? Like that makes for like a masterful craftsman?
You just got deep.
I just got deep. Tenacious D.
We're doing a deep deconstruction of the D. A deconstruction. We
just can't let this pan into dick jokes.
It inevitably will. It'll end up being dick jokes at some point.
T-minus.
3, 2, 1. My dick. No, I think there's a couple types of actors. You got like the Daniel Day-Lewis's and the Heath Ledgers that you don't see a single piece of them in their character. Or like Walking Phoenix. Actually, I just watched I ended up watching Joker last night.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Fucking such a good movie. A good movie.
Yeah.
And, like, it's so interesting because they keep having like sort of dream sequences throughout the movie. Mm-hmm. So the whole time you're watching it, you're like, you have no idea what's actually real. And then at the very end of the movie, fucking spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, at the end of the movie, it's just like a cut to of him in the psych hospital. And the whole thing could have just been an entire made up story. Mm-hmm. Which is so interesting because I think it's There's one comic. I actually have it in the other room. I think it's The Killing Floor, The Killing Room. It's basically the Joker is such an interesting character because there is no actual backstory to him. Everything is shrouded in mystery. And I think it'd be really cool if they just continue to do Joker movies with just totally, and even in Heath Ledger's version in The Dark Knight, he tells the story of how he gets his scars 3 times and in 3 totally different ways.
Totally different stories. Yeah.
And that seems, it's very fitting.
Dude, I am no movie critic, but Heath Ledger's performance of the Joker, I think, will go down as one of the best performances I'll ever see.
Yeah.
No. And a lot of people like to say that it inevitably killed the man, but
yeah,
he fucking crushed that shit.
Yeah.
And does it make it even more like hallmark and legendary, the fact that he accidentally died post that performance because he was dealing with the blowback of, people say he was dealing with the blowback of like sinking into a role like that.
Yeah, and it's also interesting looking back on it, like I don't know, this is the same reason why conspiracy theories just develop all over the place, but looking back and putting the pieces together after the fact, Jack Nicholson warned him about the role. Jack Nicholson was like, be careful with this.
Wow.
This role can sink you, pretty deep.
And dude, Jack Nicholson has played some pretty fucked up roles, including he was a Joker predecessor, right?
Yeah, he was the Joker in Michael Keaton's Batman.
Yeah.
I think. He played it a little bit more silly and more campy, kind of like the old 60s Batman version. But still, he was also Jack in The Shining, like a really dark role, and then Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
He definitely. Yeah. But for him to sort of say, and I don't even know if that's really a fact, but that's something I've heard a bunch of times, is that Jack Nicholson told him hey, watch out for this one.
Yeah, that's wild.
And then reportedly Keith Ledger basically locked himself in a hotel room for 2 or 3 months or something beforehand by himself just to work on the role, and journaled and basically created the character and the voice just locked alone in a room for 3 months just focusing on it. It's that would drive anybody fucking crazy.
It's fucking real. Yeah. But that would, yeah.
It shows in the final cut of
it. Oh my God. Dude, the scene where I haven't seen it in a long time, but he sneaks into the hospital and he's dressed up in the nurse's outfit, and then he's just one step ahead of everybody, and so by the time they catch wind, he's already out of the hospital, and he's walking into the school bus and trying to explode the bomb to the hospital, and it's not working. He's just walking and turns around and finally gets it, and he just has this reaction where he's chuckling at the madness, and I was just oh my God, this is brilliant. It was just so raw. Well, it's just
this is the other thing that'll blow your mind. That was improvised.
Oh, okay.
So when he was doing that scene, the pyrotechnics just didn't go off in time, and so then he improvised.
So he's what the fuck,
and pressed the button, and then it finally goes off, and then he gives a little jump, and then walks away.
And then he's straight in character, and he locked himself up, and he was committed to being that person, and didn't even hesitate to react the way that he would if he was the Joker.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, one of the greatest roles. It'll go down in history as one of the greatest character roles of all time.
You named those 3 legendary actors: Daniel Day-Lewis, Heath Ledger, and Joaquin Phoenix. 2 of the 3 have been the Joker.
Yeah, and
Daniel Day-Lewis, shout out.
Oh, dude, if Daniel Day-Lewis did his version of a Joker character, that would be epic.
That would be epic. Are they coming out with a new Batman? Obviously they're going to.
Obviously they're going to. It's
I might be mixing it up with the new Spider-Man that I think has come out.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I saw 2022 trailers and there was a Batman.
Oh really?
And Did they reveal who Batman was going to be? They might have. I'm going to look it up.
I was honestly so disappointed while you're looking that up. I was so disappointed.
Oh, that's who he is.
That they chose fucking Ben Affleck for two of them. Like, Ben Affleck is not Batman. I'm sorry.
I've never seen Ben Affleck as Batman.
I didn't watch. It was the Batman versus Superman, and then I think there was maybe like Justice League or something. But Ben Affleck was Batman for fucking. Oh, I know who's the new Batman. It's fucking what's his name from Twilight.
Yeah, Peter. I just had it up.
I wouldn't know his name, but I know he's just
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I don't know if he's the Batman I want either.
They've got Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
That could be cool. I like Colin Farrell.
I think he does a good job.
Yeah. He's Belfast, right? Northern Ireland?
I believe so.
What's the Belfast accent? How does it?
I'm not really sure.
It's not too shite. I don't give two shits about it. I can't. Fuck.
That was pretty British. That was really good, like kind of like a Cockney accent.
I don't know if it's
Cockney accent.
Maybe Welsh. Because I was trying to point a bit of Northern in there. I don't know.
I don't know what the difference between Dublin and Northern Ireland would be.
I know Dublin is a little. Oh fuck! I just went into fucking Kiwi almost. Dublin's a little bit rounder in the mouth, I believe.
Yeah, all right. Huh.
Like I'm Irish. Like Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is proper fucking Dublin.
He's proper Irish. Hey.
Proper 12 whiskey. You'll do fucking nothing.
Yeah, Colin Farrell will make a great penguin. But let's get back to that list of actors. So you have those three legendary ones, and then I think you were trying to also rank Jack Black in like a pool of actors.
Oh, they're different styles. Like
totally.
There's the method actor who just like they dive so deeply into their characters, whereas Jack Black is like he's his own character. You know what I mean? You don't go see a Jack Black movie to see Jack Black give like, a 2.5 minute emotional monologue. You go to a Jack Black movie to see him do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even like in Nacho Libre, it's still just Jack Black, even though he's like, I told you to bring me more wine.
I forgot about that movie.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's
really
so fucking funny.
Okay.
But what about the Cheeps? Forget about the Cheeps. Sometimes when the man is alone in his room, he wears stretchy pants.
Stretchy pants.
I definitely I was doing it for a long time. I still kind of do it every once in a while, but like I didn't even realize that I took it from that movie, but I would do like a power stance.
Oh, where he slides down? Yeah.
This with like one leg straight and one leg bent. I was doing it for years. And then rewatched Nacho Libre and found that scene where he does that with Sister Carlotta. And I was just like, oh, fuck, I'm a hack. I've been doing this funny bit for fucking so long, and I didn't even realize I stole it.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's still funny.
Yeah, that's a pretty silent movie too. There's not too much talking.
There's not too much talking. I don't. Jesus Christ.
Which is, Jack Black doesn't need words.
No, it was
to entertain.
I'm pretty
necessarily.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. He's a very physical, and just like there's something funny about like a kind of fat guy who is surprisingly agile. Like I kind of have that a little bit. Like I'm surprisingly flexible. Chris Farley for sure falls into that category.
Yeah,
It's just like he's a big fat guy, but he can do like all these weird, crazy like fucking somersaults and shit like that. Jack Black is the same kind of thing where he can just go like, or Mr. Bean is also kind of in that same category. What's his name?
Yep.
What's his real name?
I don't know.
Fuck. Rowan Atkinson. they're the kind of people where they're just their demeanor and the way that they sort of carry themselves and like just their ability to. Jim Carrey is another perfect example where just the way that they can just like a look can make you laugh.
Yeah.
And that's something like, because even though like, in Jim Carrey's stuff, he's still playing different roles, but there's still like an essence of Jim Carrey in all of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? There's that glimmer of, so yeah, I think that's a good distinguishing sort of thing between like different types of actors. Is there's some that just like, there's always going to be that piece and there's that specialness to just who they are that's going to be in everything that they do. And then there's also people that can just drop themselves and become this totally new thing.
Yeah.
And both are interesting and both are fun to watch.
Agreed. Awkward break. We have come to an agreement.
Oh my God.
How's that iced coffee?
It's kicking in, but my brain doesn't know how to handle it because I've got a little bit of alcohol, a fair amount of caffeine, and a decent amount of weed just all coursing
We've
through
got
my
a lot
system
going
all
on
at the same time.
Fair. Yeah, my edible is actually kicking in a lot faster than I expected.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get silly at some point.
I
was trying to force the silly at the beginning, and I wasn't really feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that comes across like you can't force the silly. You can't force it. It has to just be there. It has to be natural.
Totally.
In the wise words of Chris Farley, I don't even know if I can. I tried to force it again.
Fat guy in a little coat. But Richard, I don't know any Chris Farley quotes really. Oh man, when I was a kid, you've seen Tommy Boy?
Oh yeah, of course.
That scene where he's trying to sell and he uses the ambulance and he's like talking about the dad with the kids in the back. Daddy, we want ice cream. Not now, damn it. And like goes through this whole like ambulance crash scene. Wee, wee, wee. Oh my God. New kid in the corner. All because you wouldn't give your kids ice cream or whatever. When I was a kid, I thought that was like the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Probably saw it like 100 times as a kid.
Yeah, and he ends up like lighting the car on fire, and it's clearly like an antique, like mantelpiece kind of thing on the guy's desk.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh well, and then the dramatic cut to them just like in the car, just like, yeah, we'll get him next time.
Dude, there's also
is there a mark? My face really hurts. Like it's not so much here, so much here, but just like right here. No, I don't see anything.
Did you eat paint chips as a child? Why?
No, the
John Hancock. It's Herbie Hancock.
I was about to say that. That's what I would do. I would do this when I was like checking people out at the register at Christie's.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime they have to like sign the receipt, I would go just like, all right, so go ahead and just put your Herbie Hancock on here. And I would try and say it like the Chris Farley way, just like a Herbie Hancock.
Yeah.
And just to see whether or not people would get it. Because a lot of times you can fuck with people in like that transactional period and they don't realize that you're doing it.
Yeah.
And I would say maybe 15 to 20% maybe would get it and say something. There's maybe a couple other people that would maybe get it, but I'm sure most people were just like, it's John Hancock, you idiot.
Idiot. Or just not even notice it. Oh, yes, here's my Herbie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because if I was like shopping or like, I was at Christie's and like if I had a busy day or if I was just like totally in my head, if you would have come up and done that, I'd just have been like, and like maybe in the car I'd been like, he said Herbie Hancock, son of a bitch.
It's a really
I'm going to come back and ask him if he eats paint chips.
It's a really fun thing to do that just in like quick conversations and just to see people pick up on it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the word I used to do. So part of this is I was doing this beforehand, but then I found out that Your Mom's House podcast, they would do it with Thanks Mommy and like call everyone mommy or jeans and just see if people notice. It's a whole fucking in-depth fucking backstory with it or whatever. But fuck, what? My brain's not working. I'm not going to get it. I know I'm not going to get it, so I'm not going to waste any more time trying to find it. But there was a word that I would constantly say just slightly wrong just to see if people would pick up on it. And nobody ever really does. Because, you're in just that transactional mode of just going through the rhythm of things and just like, oh, yep. All right, here's your fucking coffee. All right, thanks, jeans.
Yeah. I'm super guilty of this too, but people should be more present.
Oh, yeah, totally.
You know?
Yeah.
America should slow down just a little bit and enjoy the moment as much as they can.
Yeah. Take time to smell the flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and
take time to talk to the stranger about Tommy Boy clothes, you know?
Right. Well, and that was the thing is like anybody who did pick up on it, that'd be a fun moment for the two of us.
Yeah.
If I go like Herbie Hancock and they actually say like, ha, it's John Hancock, you idiot. I'd be like, oh, we're friends now. We're having a really cool experience right now because we both get
you get a discount. Yeah. Totally. So I think we're good, man.
I'm feeling insecure.
Where could we go from here? What could we jump into that would kind of tie in? We were talking about great performance, like acting performances and stuff.
That felt the most interesting.
Okay. How did we even get to fucking boobs? How did we get there?
That's what happens.
Oh, God.
Sometimes, like when I go back through and edit stuff, it's so weird. Like, just being able to find connective things.
We got it from Tommy Boy. Herbie Hancock is how we got to ski boots. It's how we got to snowboarding.
Yep. So yeah. At least a certain part of that is gonna have to get kept. I
keep going like this. I need to fucking stop.
No, it seems like it's picking you up good.
Yeah.
For the most part. I bought this thing recently. A 4-channel recording. Like, so now we have the potential that we could do just like mobile podcasts.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm going to do a test run.
We can do in Hawaii.
Yeah, so I'm going to do a test run before I go to Hawaii. And then just to see like how the editing works. But I should just like, press record on the camera, sync everything up, and be able to just kind of edit all through. But that could end up leading into some fun possibilities of like travels and such. Because as long as like we have enough battery power to run the camera and to run this thing, we could do a podcast literally anywhere. And that could be fucking fun. Like climb to the top of Mount Everest, dude. Do a podcast at the top of Mount Everest.
I like that. Top of Mount Everest. We can get there.
I think
it just sound like this. Oh, Charlie fell. We lost Charlie.
Of course, Charlie for sure would be the one to fall. What's it from? Charlie is both the Schlemiel and the Schlemazel. He's the guy who spills soup at the party, but then also the guy who gets spilled on at the party.
What is that from?
I don't fucking know, but I say it all the time.
He's both the Schlemiel and the Schlemazel.
I'm gonna look that up and figure out.
Yeah. Charlie, I love you, buddy.
He finally called me back recently.
Yeah, he's live. That's good.
Yeah, there's been times where like I haven't heard back from him in 2 weeks, and I just show up at his place, literally just to make sure he's still alive.
Yeah.
Just like ring the doorbell, and he just like comes waddling out in a robe and slippers, and just flies pizza crumbs, frozen tombstone pizza crumbs in his beard.
Looks like he probably got out of like a masturbation binge, like.
Like fucking Randy in that South Park episode where they go, "Oh, there's a spooky ghost! There's a spooky ghost spread ectoplasm everywhere." Sharon.
I've heard good things about the past season for South Park.
I have too. I started watching the pandemic special a couple nights ago.
Oh, with the chin diaper, the pandemic, where of course Randy fucks a weird ass animal and he's trying to just hide it the whole time.
Pangolin.
Yeah, the pangolin.
the cutscenes to him just like fucking the bat, like oh, 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 oh.
That show's fucking amazing. I don't know how they do it. They're like 20-some seasons in, and they just keep coming out with funny ass shit. I guess, I don't know if it's gotten too formulaic just because I haven't really watched it in the past like 3 or 4 years, but I did watch The Plandemic.
I do want to watch. I want to watch post-COVID. I just don't know where it's on.
Yeah. I want to go see the Book of Mormon if Broadway shows ever come back out.
My sister and mom went to see it when it was like pretty newly opened.
Yeah.
And they were both just like, that was the best thing we've ever seen.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I would love to go. And they've kind of been they've basically like the South Park movie is a musical in a sense, you know what I mean? But just like a cartoon movie version. The actual South Park movie.
Blame Canada. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like they always cut to like different song numbers, and it's very just like it is a musical, but it's just a funny cartoon version of a musical where Satan is gay with Saddam Hussein down in hell, and they want to take over the world. Just the premise of just having Saddam Hussein and Satan be lovers.
Oh, come on, Satan! It's not that bad.
You just need to get jacked off a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, Saddam.
And then Saddam is like the dominant one. And like Satan's just like big fucking forbidding muscly fucking half goat man. But he's like, Satan, sometimes Saddam, you just don't respect my feelings. I'm more than just a piece of fuck meat.
Quit being such a pussy.
Oh my God. And then Saddam's head is Canadian as well.
Yeah, just bopping up and down. I love I like it when they don't bring the Satan character in ever really again. I guess they don't with a lot of characters, which is probably for the best. There's this one episode I really liked where it was like Satan was having a big Halloween party, and it was like a spoof on My Sweet 16, which was like a big horrible show at the time.
But my birthday cake is supposed to be shaped like a Ferrari.
Yeah. And Steve Irwin shows up, and he's got like the stingray hanging out of his chest, and then Satan's like, "Oh, that's a great Steve Irwin costume. Please come in." He's like, "Oh, it's me, Satan. It's Steve Irwin." And he's like, "Oh, it's good to see you, but you're not in costume. You gotta get the fuck out." And like kicked him out of the party. But that's good.
And he's wearing like a Catholic schoolgirl outfit with like his midriff showing.
He's got like fishnets,
and like pigtails.
Fucking pigtails. Yeah, that's great.
It's one of the best. Here, I feel like the alcohol is helping, so I'm going to go grab another beer.
Yeah.
So give me a sec.
Cool. Did you ever see 6 Days to Air?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking great documentary.
And it's so crazy that Bill Hader, who's like a writer and on SNL at the time, doing movies, has his own like comedic career as a comedic actor, and is like a genuinely like big name. Yeah, he's just one of their writers, and he's just in the room, and he's just like, this is just so much fun to do. So I'm perfectly happy just being a writer on this show.
Yeah, what a fucking trio there: Matt Stone, Trey Parker, and Bill Hader.
Yeah. Plus whoever else they have. I know they have other writers, but like just it's really just at a certain point I feel like for those two guys, the other people that are in the room writing with them are just there almost like as an audience to let them let Matt and Trey know if what they're doing is actually funny and is actually going to
Yeah.
And to like, I'm sure they add stuff, but at a certain point it's like it's the same reason why like me trying to do a podcast by myself is so much more difficult than having somebody to sort of bounce things off of and have the conversation,
totally. Yeah.
So at a certain point, I think people are there just to like be there to help them realize that their thoughts are good and valid.
That sounds like the best job in the world. Go sit in a room with those three and listen to them fucking go back and forth.
It'd be so much fucking fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, if you do ever add, that's one thing is like, it's such a good feeling when you make somebody who you know is just genuinely super funny. If you can make that person laugh, oh, it feels so much better. It's just like, oh, as opposed to somebody who's not funny at all and just laughs at everything.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Okay, this is easy. This isn't a challenge.
Yeah.
But like certain people that I know that are just genuinely funny, if you ever make them laugh, it's like, oh, fuck yeah. Like,
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing.
Feeling.
I equate it also. It feels so good to make a black guy laugh or just a black person. When you make a black person laugh, it's just like, there's something that's just like, it's the same thing as if like a black dude says like, yo, fucking cool shoes. You're just like, oh, that means these shoes are really cool.
White people get mad cool points just because we're fucking losers.
Well, I think it means more coming from a black person because like, or I feel like it's probably the same like in just big cities in general, like in New York. If people, how do I phrase this? White people give out shallow compliments that they don't mean more frequently. In general, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like
when like a more earnest person like is, you know that laugh is like genuine and not like just trying to,
Exactly. A white person will be polite and go like ha 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 and sort of laugh at your joke. Whereas
you're saying you're getting close to these borders.
I know. We're
walking the tightrope.
We're walking the tightrope. Real.
Hey, I'm on the cliff watching you, buddy. 1 foot
in front of the other. I got that big fuck off pole that's helping me balance.
Yeah.
Just no, but that's why I said like it's not. It's also people that live in big cities. I feel like they don't have the time.
Yeah.
They're busy doing their own shit. They don't have the time to just give out like polite niceties.
They're not like growing up in a weird ass Mormon society.
Yeah.
Like Highland Ranch.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like, yeah.
Sorry, Mormons.
They're
very nice people.
They're the nicest, but
are they
genuinely actually the nicest?
Dude, I had a high school rivalry with a Mormon, and it was so annoying because it was one of those things where it's like I got dragged into the rivalry just because he was such a douchebag that like I felt like I had to like shut him down. And he's like a nice enough guy, but like he didn't know how to control his competitiveness. And so I was always for like 4 years in every PE class he was in. And like I would always schedule like 2 PE courses a semester because that's the only thing that I like truly genuine. Like I needed movement throughout the day. And lo and behold, he was in like, if there was like 16 courses that I took, he was probably in like close to a dozen. So he was just always in my classes. And he didn't have a button on his competitiveness. And it's like, he played competitive tennis. I played competitive soccer and basketball. And it was like, there's a time and place for this competitiveness. And in a gym where there's people of all ranges of like athletic ability and desire are all having to play together, you tone it down. Yeah. And you just fucking chill and just read the fucking room. And he couldn't do that. And so like, and he would come at me like really hard. And it was just like, at a certain point I had to like just keep shutting him down because I'm not like a super athlete, but I was better than him. And so it was like, and if there's a handful of times where it's like, the whole room was like, dude, someone needs to shut this kid up.
Yeah. Well, and he's forcing that to happen.
Yeah.
By being ultra competitive, then somebody's going to have to get ultra competitive with them.
Yeah. And like,
I get it.
Me responding might not have been the best way to handle it, because like then it just drove like his competitiveness. And so that it became like, there's a handful of times where it became like a fucking battle, and it's just like,
yeah.
So I allowed my frustration with him, like I allowed it to take me over. And like, that was, maybe not the best way to handle it, but I was a young teenager.
Well, but I mean, I get that if somebody's constantly getting in my face, especially like, when I was playing hockey, it's like, yeah, at a certain point, I'm one of the bigger guys on the team. If somebody's fucking with people too much, then all right, somebody needs to step up and take this dude out.
Yeah,
Just like,
yeah. I mean, there's a time and place for it. Absolutely. There was a handful of times where it ruined it was like at the expense of my enjoyment, which was like a bummer. But
yeah, I get both sides of that.
yeah.
Because I also, there was definitely a time period where I didn't know how to, and probably arguably still don't necessarily know how to read the room as far as like me making jokes about stuff, or not even making jokes, but like I do this. I try not to do it as much anymore, but I love to argue. It's fun for me, and I'm usually the kind of person where like I don't get emotionally involved in the argument, but I want to win the argument. So regardless, I will make points that go against my core belief system, just to point out the logical fallacies in somebody else's argument.
Yeah,
and it's just like I just like playing devil's advocate, because I think it helps me solidify my own ideas if I challenge them myself, and if I can argue the other side of the coin, it makes it easier for me to argue my actual side of the coin. But there's times, again, there's a time and a place for that. There's times where you want to do that, and it's kind of annoying because like the podcast would be perfect for this, but I keep having guests on, or like you and I, or me and Mike, or me and Charlie, where we're all agreeable. We all kind of think the same kind of things, and we don't really get into those arguments. So I kind of want to get somebody really aggressive and on the totally other side of the whatever fence, just so I can argue, because this would be like what I'm saying is there's a time and a place. I'm over explaining the fuck out of this right now, but the time and the place would be like maybe on a podcast of just getting into that sort of argument, and just getting to, I don't even consider it really an argument. The coffee is fully kicked in right now, so I'm feeling great. We're in the pocket now, baby. We are in the fucking pocket now. There's been many periods and times in my life where I picked the wrong time and the wrong place to have that argument.
Yeah. I've done that a lot too, because I have that nature inside myself as well.
And it's never anything like personal. Like this is my version of play. Like at my cousin's engagement party, we went to like an Italian place in Denver, and for some reason I was just in that mood. And my uncle, I love him, Uncle Paul. He's very funny in his own way, but he's the kind of person where like he thinks that he knows everything kind of, and I'm very much the same way in certain aspects. But he'll make an argument, and if I see that there's something wrong with it, then I'm not gonna. Mike and I talked about this on the last episode. I'm the kind of person where if I don't want to play catch, and I'm sort of stealing this from somebody else's mind, I guess. I'm the kind of person where if I don't want to play catch and you throw a ball at me, I'm going to throw it back. Stop it.
Yeah.
I don't really have the ability to catch the ball and then
drop it,
put it to the side. Like,
do you have the ability to grab the ball and throw it in the other direction and then give that person a middle finger?
Well, it's just because like if you, it's the same thing with like bits and making jokes and stuff. If there's a joke to be made, I'm usually going to try and make it. And sometimes it's not the right time to try and make that joke. And
yeah, but that's also sometimes when it's the fucking funniest.
That's exactly, because that's when it is the most rewarding if it lands. But
it lands with like even just one person in the room. You're like, I know my people now. Like,
yep. But it's high risk, high reward.
High risk, high reward. Yeah.
Sometimes you do it, and sometimes you get into like a 20-minute long argument that you can't even remember what the point you were trying to argue with your uncle at his son's engagement party. And it's just, that's not the right time to be doing this. But you threw the ball at me, I have to throw it back.
Yeah.
He's also the same kind of personality where he'll just keep arguing. And it's just now we're in a game of never ending catch until somebody like separates us.
Yeah. Your mom just, all right, fuck this.
Yeah.
It's go ahead.
She definitely did. At one point she would just like Like touched my forearm, was just like, okay.
Luann knows how to put out a fire.
Yeah. And I don't. I know how to pour gasoline on it.
I was gonna say, you pour gasoline on that motherfucker for
Always.
Sure.
It's at the fundamental reason why I love like Curb Your Enthusiasm or Arrested Development or those shows where it's just like
they just keep making it worse and worse.
Yeah, because that's where the humor lies. That's where the fun
exactly.
is. The funny isn't in boring just day-to-day life, even though like Seinfeld is quote unquote a show about nothing. No, it's a show about the detailed minutia of everything.
Yeah. And
just like, the way you find where it's fun is when it's not boring. And how do you make something not boring? Oh, there's a tiny little fire over here. That's not that exciting. What if we poured gasoline on that fire?
Yeah. Now make it a little bigger.
Now the fire department's here. This is exciting. Something's happening.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's good.
And
I started watching Curb Your Enthusiasm like a month. I've watched like 4 or 5 episodes. It's hilarious. At moments, it's brutal. Like awkward moments in the office, brutal. Yeah. You're just like, oh my God, don't do it.
It's one of my.
They're gonna go do it.
I would put The Office in that category as well, especially like Steve Carell's character of Michael Scott.
Oh yeah, same with Dwight Schrute.
Yeah, but Michael
in a different fashion. Yeah.
Michael is more similar to like Larry David's character on Curb.
Yeah,
where
totally.
The amount of times that they put their foot in their mouth and you just like you're cringing watching. You're just like, oh, that was the worst thing to say.
Yeah.
But that's where the funny lies. Curb is one of my favorite shows of all time. I can't watch more than 2 or 3 episodes in one sitting. Because I will be so frustrated with LD and the horrible decisions he makes. But that's where the entertainment comes from. But it's just like, at a certain point.
Small doses.
Yeah, and you end up seeing yourself in those moments of just like, oh, I remember when I fucking said something really stupid like that. And like,
you start bringing up, yeah.
Charlie's a great candidate for that. The amount of awkward interactions I've seen Charlie have with random people without realizing it whatsoever is uncountable, innumerable, acquiescent. Didn't have any other words.
That's a great word.
I remember specifically one time, I grew up in like Boy Scouts. I had like pocket knives all the time. I always have a pocket knife on me. Mm-hmm. In college, Charlie was like, I want to get a pocket knife. I was like, cool, dude. Let's go to REI. Let's get you a nice Kershaw or a Gerber. Let's get you something good. We buy this spring assisted Kershaw blade. Sharp as fuck, brand new fucking knife. Just got sharpened in the factory.
I know where this story's going.
Within 30 seconds, Charlie automatically cuts himself in the car. So,
how bad?
Not that bad, but just he cuts his finger.
Slice.
It's just, of course.
Yeah.
I didn't expect.
Slamazel and the slamazel.
He is both the guy who gets cut with the knife and the guy who accidentally cuts someone with the knife.
Exactly.
He is the schlemiel and the schlemazel. I looked it up. It's from Parks and Rec.
Oh, that's right.
Jerry Gergich is both the schlemiel.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
So Charlie is just our Jerry, Gary, Larry, Terry.
Yep.
Barry.
Ooh, Gary Gergich. Oh, Jerry Gergich. Oh, it's worse.
So then, well, the whole thing was like, we were getting into, it was when we lived together. We were getting into just like getting high and going out and whittling. So that's why Charlie wanted to get his own knife. So we could whittle stuff. I actually have something up here that I whittled back then. It's
nice. Cool. Can you grab it?
Ow. That's definitely making the cut.
That's a dope shirt.
Thanks, man.
Oh, nice. It's like a wooden. Oh, nice. Look at that fine craftsmanship.
Yeah. I don't know why.
It even has that like unfinished flint style.
That's what I was trying to go for. It's just like that sort of chipped off kind of.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. What did Charlie make? Was it bloody?
I just fucking spiked the fucking microphone. Charlie made the creepiest fucking like wooden doll figurine that you would see in a fucking Shining, not Shining,
like Blair Witch.
Yeah, dude, like the creepiest. It was
Charlie.
I think it was like his own
dark mind.
demon, his inner demons coming out.
Sometimes at night,
subconsciously,
I wake up and this person's laying on top of me.
Oh, God. Yeah, totally. His sleep paralysis demon was just manifested in this piece of wood. It was just like, it was tall and slender and like arms at the side and just like a big open gaping mouth and just like sunken in eyes. Oh, I haven't thought about that in years. I blocked that from my memory, I think, because it was so creepy. So going back to why I started this story at the beginning, Charlie being awkward with people. He wanted to whittle stuff, so he wanted to just go find like some balsa wood or something. So I was like, all right, well, let's go check like Michael's. And didn't have it there. We ended up buying something, I don't remember, but as Charlie was checking out, there was like a cute girl working the register. And Charlie just obliviously just goes, do you know where I can get some wood around here? And she immediately gets, you can just like feel the energy shift, and she just gets all closed up and sort of defensive and just like looks down and just like, no, I don't think so. I'm standing to the side. I literally have to walk out of the store because I'm trying to hold in my laughter. And Charlie, like the golden retriever that he is, has no idea that he has said anything to make anything uncomfortable. But the way he said it was like, you know where I can get some wood around here?
So he was like trying to like play cool, but it came out really creepy.
He was just oblivious to the fact that it was even a possible. He was literally honestly trying to ask where he can find a piece of wood that he can whittle. And it came out like him hitting on her in the most creepy way. And then he starts saying, no, I just got this knife. And I just wanted to like, carve up some wood. And just like, this is as I'm walking out because I can't handle it anymore. And then he gets,
see, it's not that bad for me until he clearly is trying to like, he could probably sense that he made it awkward. So he's trying to explain his situation, but it only makes it more creepy.
Exactly, because now you have a girl who's weirdly just grossed out and just like uncomfortable, and then now you bring up the fact that you just purchased a brand new knife. Now she thinks that you're Ted Bundy, and now she's in danger or in fear for her life.
I cut myself. Can you help me load my wood into my car?
He has like a fucking like Ted Bundy would have like the fucking the bandages and the brace on his fucking leg.
Yeah.
And he just has like a big splint on his thumb where he cut himself.
It's just some creepy old rundown van.
And he did not realize it whatsoever until like he literally got into my car, and I finally just burst out laughing. Just like, do you understand how awkward that just was? He was like, what do you mean? It wasn't awkward. It's just like, oh.
He also has the pure heart of a golden retriever. So it's like, I was just looking for some wood. And I was asking an employer, a worker for some wood because I wanted to whittle.
Exactly. His intentions, bring it back full circle, the same reason why I get into arguments or I make jokes at the wrong time. It's wrong place, wrong time. The intention was 100% genuine on Charlie. Yeah. He was just literally asking, where can I get some wood?
Yeah.
But he just didn't read the room correctly.
Did he say, where can I get some wood? Or like, can you help me get some wood?
I don't remember the exact.
It'd be a lot funnier if he was like, hey, can you help me get some wood?
That would have been amazing. And if that's how I'm going to tell the story from now on, to just increase the
perfect. I think so. Here, let's edit it in.
Cut all that out. We're going to start over.
All right, let's do this again.
All right, so, and roll cameras. Quiet on set, please. And 5, 4, 3.
Anyways.
Wayne's World.
Yeah. Excellent.
Again, read the room. I just want to do a bit for that. No, but that's the thing with Charlie is like, he genuinely has just a very kind heart. He's a very genuinely kind person. And he's always coming at things for the most part, I feel like, with good intentions. And it's just sometimes
But naivety is a double-edged sword.
Yep.
Or it's a double-edged pocket knife.
So you can cut both your thumbs at the same time.
Yeah. Oh, Charlie, love you, buddy. We'll move on. You're a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how Charlie's been on this podcast less times that he's been brought up on the podcast.
Yeah.
He's been on, I think 3 times. But I kind of hope this keeps going and like some of those episodes just kind of get lost in the ether. And Charlie just becomes this like mythical figure within the podcast where we keep bringing him up and nobody actually knows. Nobody sees
I fucking love it. I love that.
He's like, he's like a cryptid. He's like that fucking, what was the Eskimo version of the Skinwalker? Can never remember.
Oh, the Wendigo?
Wendigo. Can never remember that name. Not once. Not once. I've asked you.
You'll get it. You'll get it one day. We'll bring that up more and more. Yeah, he's definitely Grendel.
100%. 100%.
Oh, we were dicks, but that was just so perfect. We had to bring it up. So, should I tell the story? I said that we'd stop talking about Charlie.
Yeah, but now I kind of want to keep talking about Charlie.
All right, let's get into it. Sorry, Charlie.
Do you remember?
Well,
no, this is. No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna tell the story of why he's nicknamed Grendel. It's a quick one. I mean, the movie Beowulf from like 2004 or something like that came out, and it was one of those first fully animated movies where the actors are animated. I think it was in 3D too, and of course, like, you know, me and Charlie, we all geek out hard on the that border of ancient, medieval, and fantasy world, and so we were just like, we gotta fucking go see that. And like, it was also in our prime days of going out to movies and just smoking way too much marijuana to like go watch a movie with
and then
friends.
Just falling asleep halfway through and not remembering.
Only on the shitty ones. The good ones, we were fucking locked in. Like Beowulf.
I fell asleep during Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's unfortunate. That's a great movie. Yeah.
Oh, I've watched it many times since, and it's one of my favorites. But
but so we get in there, and so we had to sneak in because we were all like 16, 17, and it was rated R, so we had to like sneak in. So we snuck in. I think it was you, me, and Charlie. Maybe Mike was there, and the movie's starting, and like, you know, the Legend of Beowulf. The beginning, they're having this big party, and the king has like this deep hidden dark secret, and like, if anytime they party too loud, this beast, spoiler alert, comes to the hall and just fucks shit up because he's got some weird hearing shit, and he's just like a loud, baleful monster that just fucks shit up, and he's just like unhinged, right? And so Charlie, at the time in high school, it was very easy to trigger him into what I could only call a adolescence rage, you know, like, and so we used to, you know, fucking antagonize the shit out of that, especially if he was bothering one of us. And it did not take long for him to just start wreaking havoc, like beat the crap out of us, throw shit around. Like, he would be the one that escalated. And oftentimes, Slamajal, he was also the only one getting hurt.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there, and this Grendel guy comes in. I don't know, it's you or Mike, maybe me. Someone was just like, Grendel came in, and we were just like, oh, that's Charlie. And like, we all just like started laughing so hard. Like, the audience was like, who the fuck are these kids? Like, these stone kids just like weeping. And forever then, he's been dubbed Grendel. We've had many a Grendel moments.
And it's there's Charlie, and then Charlie becomes Grendel after a certain.
It's an alter ego, like
it's like the Hulk.
Exactly.
When you press the right buttons, and we figured out very quickly where those buttons were and exactly how hard to press them to get that to come out. But it would be like, Charlie, everything's fine, and then just like you find the one thing at that moment, like whether it's we're all at the pool and we all gang up splashing just at him, and then within a minute now all of a sudden, and it would literally turn into just like Hulk smash.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes later, everything would be fine.
Yeah. And in a lot of those instances, he had to do because we would just keep fucking with him.
Well, that's the thing is like,
so it's like he had no choice.
We have to take full responsibility for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And we were absolutely the instigators in all of those occurrences.
Oh yeah.
Except for maybe like the first couple where like we finally realized like
whoa.
Yeah. Well, but also Charlie is able to take a joke about himself so well until that point. So it's like you get lulled into this like false sense of security of just like, oh no, we're just being playful. This is fun. We're just joking around. And again, that's the same thing of like not knowing how to read the room. At first it was joking, and just fucking with him and just poking the buttons because it was funny because he would react in funny ways. And then all of a sudden it was like, okay, that last button you pushed was one button too much.
Yeah.
And then now it's all coming out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dude.
He was never much of a sore loser either. He would lose in sports a lot, but it was never like he would Grendel from losing ping pong too much, It was always like a defense mechanism of like us picking on him.
It depends.
A handful of times that happened to you?
I mean, sometimes with like FIFA or something.
Video games?
If you're really owning him on video games, I've definitely seen him lose his shit.
I mean, I see his anger, but it's never directed at us.
Yeah.
So it's just adolescence rage. It's that, and it runs deep in his family.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't even know what I was just trying to say. No. Charlie is a fucking great dude. He's awesome.
Hey Charlie, we just fucking telling everybody about you, but we love you, man.
I remember, I think my favorite moment that I ever had with Charlie, there's a couple. There's one where he shit his pants in college.
Wait.
Okay. All right.
Slow down.
So this is okay. Remember the apartment that we lived in together. It was like the living room, kitchen area was like in between our separate rooms.
I thought that was a cool apartment. Yeah, it's a good setup for a college.
Yeah, totally. Students. It was awesome. So I'm sitting on the couch against the wall that's like, next to his room. He comes into the living room, looks at me dead in the eyes, sort of squats down and goes to fart and tries to push a fart out. And then I see his expression change from like, to like, and just shock and surprise. And then he just runs to the bathroom.
Oh, Charlie.
That's one of the hardest I've ever laughed in my entire life.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The other one was in high school where we were going to record some music or something. And Charlie was like, oh, let me go run upstairs and grab my laptop. So he goes running up the basement stairs and then goes up to the second floor. And like, I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to give Charlie a little scare. So I run up to the top of the basement stairs where there's the door. And when he opened the door,
it's very dangerous.
Yeah. When he opens the door, I just jump out and just go, ah! Like nothing really big, but just like a little like, ah! And he was like, I remember he opened the door with his right hand. He had the laptop in his left hand. And he sort of looks at me, makes eye contact, realizes how terrified he is, and then turns and looks straight forward and just goes, ah! In the highest pitched sound I had ever heard him make. Just the reaction of just like, ah! And then looking straight forward and then screaming and reacting.
Having a delayed scare.
Yeah.
That's like a baby with a delayed cry.
Right? Yeah, exactly. He has to process. I picture the fucking the old iMac spinning pinwheel logo just like going through his brain for a quick second, and then he finally figures it out. And I dropped to the ground and rolled down the stairs to the basement because I was laughing so hard. Oh, do you remember the
That's
time?
awesome.
The other one. Do you remember the time that we figured out Charlie's laugh? When Charlie laughs super hard, it gets so high pitched. Like I have a high pitched laugh.
Oh, was that playing like Risk?
We were playing Risk, and we were high
pink cookies
as fuck, and yet it was the whole bucket of like the Safeway cookies that you can get for free. You can get one cookie for free if you're like a kid, but they also sell them in a big bucket. And Charlie was just sitting there, high as fuck, eating them. Just goes, "How much does a bucket of free cookies cost?" And for some reason, it was just the right moment, and we all died laughing. And Charlie was just whatever his laugh, I can't even recreate it.
It was pretty close. I remember, I think it tipped off because I had to pee so bad that like I fell out of my chair and I was like holding it in because like I couldn't. I was like paralyzed by his laughter, and it just like triggered the cycle.
And then that just made us laugh harder.
Yeah.
Those when you genuinely laugh like that, there's no better feeling in the world. I feel like when you really just like when you cannot going on ski trips back in high school, it would be the big van with all of us in there. Me and my friend Scott would get into like the weird silly mood, like road trips when you're just like your brain is so inactive for like the whole time, and like you end up getting into that like slap happy mood because you're not able to sleep, yada yada. I have my laugh, which is super high pitched and really, honestly, I've thought about this, like very inappropriate for just the size and shape of a human that I am. You know what I mean? I'm like 6'4", like 230 pounds, yet out of me when I'm laughing super hard is like, so it's very it's disconcerting, or it's concerning almost. It's like this noise should be coming out of this large of a human being. So that's funny. And Scott, when he laughs super hard, he does what he would call munting, where it's more just like
straight up. So
I would start laughing. He would start laughing at how high pitched my laugh was, and then he would munt, and I would laugh at him munting.
The cycle.
And it would just like, swear to God, I can't believe how like our fucking adult leaders or whatever driving the van didn't throw us out of the fucking van. Because it would be 20 minutes of us just laughing uncontrollably at each other's laughter and not able to stop. And you get to the point where like you're so tired from laughing and like tears are streaming down your eyes and you're just like, I can't. And then it just starts right back up again. And then you're at a certain point you're just like, you're helpless to the laughter. It's just taken over you.
I think one of the hardest times I've ever fucking laughed was with you, me, at David when he was doing his wrecking ball. It's you, me, and Colin.
Watching David.
Like, David running out of the darkness has been gone for like 15, 20 minutes. And I think the time was perfect because I think one of us was like, hey, have you seen David? He goes up to the tire swing and like, big man at full speed, doing the belly, getting into the tire, like around his belly, singing Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball.
Diving through the tire
like
to get into it, and then starting the swing. And then I think I was the one who started singing like Miley Cyrus and just going like a wrecking. And he was just floating so free with his arms outstretched. Just like his face was 6 inches away from just rocks and sticks and ground.
Oh my God. And then later in the night, he's like, oh, my belly hurts.
I remember
so good. So good.
Laughing at that. Him saying it was not, he didn't even say my belly hurts. He's just like, oh, I don't know why, but my belly hurts really bad. And just the obliviousness of that made us fall on the ground laughing. And just like,
so good. So good. Made me so happy. It's like gained years of my life with that laughter.
Yeah. Well, there's sometimes I've done this many times before when I am laughing super hard. Sometimes I'll literally just shout out, I love laughing, because Name me one other activity or another one. When it was again you, me, and David coming back from Loveland, and we were pulling back into the parking lot, and you let out like a little fart, and David said something. It was just like, I can't remember how it got set up. I was like, at least it was like a cute fart. It was like a little like boop, and not just like. And the three of us just kept laughing.
Yeah. That was like a full day of impersonations too.
Oh, dude! When we were at the bar at again, bleep this or replace it at Loveland, Breckenridge. Yeah. We were at the bar. We were talking. Somehow we got into an Asian prostitute.
Yeah.
Who would let you fuck her asshole, but if you wanted to touch her tits, it was like $30. It's like, oh, the asshole is free. Oh, you can come touch my asshole, but if you want to touch the titties, you have to pay $20. And I'm sure everybody in that bar thought we were insane because we were just in the corner, falling off the stools.
Yeah, David was loving it. I think this is kind of one of the first times David got to really hang out with you, and so it's like he was like, "Who is this genius?" Yeah. You know, like just going off the wall.
Since high school, like we had hung out before in high school and shit, but in high school I was a very different person to the person that I am today. Like way more. I mean, with you guys, I would still do the silly shit, but I was like so insecure, and like I don't know, I didn't want to. It was easier.
I totally get that.
It was easier to just stay quiet and not have the energy being put on me or the attention being put on me until I got to know people and like was comfortable being just the silly person that I feel like I truly am. Mm-hmm. So I was just like fucking riddled with anxiety and social anxiety and just like, not wanting to rub people the wrong way. Where now I'm just like fucking rubbing shit raw, rubbing people the wrong way all the time. But yeah, that was the first time that we had gotten to like hang out since a long time.
Like, yeah. I remember we lost him on the ski slope.
Yeah.
And that's the most quintessential, like, David, stay close, buddy.
The same thing at the bachelor party. Just like, David, bud, you got to get off. Bud. Hey, you got to get off the shed, bud. Okay? David, I know, I get it. Yep. Gonna need you to get off the shed, please. Okay? All right, bud. All right, come on. You want some snacks? We can get you some snacks.
Oh, he's like a dog in that regard. Like, if you have treats, he'll come. That was my whole high school career with him. Yeah. David, come on, bud. Let's go, buddy. Cops are coming. We gotta go.
And even just like the look on his face when he does show up is just like the same look that a golden retriever has. Just like big eyes open and just like a smile. Just like,
hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Yeah.
Where you been, bud? Just walking around. Just looking at stuff.
He'll have like, when he gets really happy, he'll spaz out and he does this laugh. He's like, hey, and he needs to like touch somebody or do something. And so like, when he gets really excited, he's like, look, grab your arm and like spaz out on just like, Jesus, dude, like calm down, buddy. I'm just so excited.
I appreciate that. I love it.
It's very endearing. It's why I think it's a big reason why he's still one of my best friends today. You know, he's genuinely happy and like, it's just good energy to be around.
Dude, a genuine arm touch from laughter. Like if you make a joke and somebody like either just like does the elbow nudge or just like puts their hand on your shoulder. It's just like, or even same thing with like, one of my friends, anytime if you actually just make him laugh, will turn and make direct eye contact with you. And just like, and that acknowledgement of just like, oh yeah, no, I recognize that you just made the funny thing. Well done. I appreciate that.
It's awesome. Yeah.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah. Breckenridge, bro.
Dude, so I'm gonna go fucking hit A51 real quick, dude. I don't think I'm gonna hit the I-70 line though, because it's a little bit windy. I don't really want to get hurt, so I don't know.
Woo on those kicks, bro.
Dude,
gotta watch out.
If it were a different day, I would totally spin a double cork off that. But I kind of like pulled my hammy earlier, so
yeah,
dude. I don't know, like, oh, dude, fucking. Normally, I would for sure hit that rail, but I just got my board tuned, and I don't want to fucking fuck up the tune on it. So no, that guy who's always like talking about how good they are.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I hate that shit.
It's not cool.
It's
get over yourself.
Well, and if you're actually good at something, other people will let either you or others know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're actually good at fucking skiing, like if I ever talk about fucking Woody, I'm like, oh yeah, no, my homie Woody, yeah, he's a fucking badass skier. Grew up with like Gus Kentworthy. Like, he can fucking throw down. Yeah. But Woody's very like humble, and I try and do the same thing.
Like, he's like the most humble dude. I love that kid.
Which is that's the way to be.
Yeah.
Like, there's some quote about it where like, if you're truly great, other people will do your bragging for you, and that's the way it should be. Like, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
I definitely know a bunch of people that are just like, yeah, dude, no, I shred so hard, dude. It's like, do you?
Yeah.
Do you though?
Do you really? I feel like most of those people have humbled out because they've been fucking put in their place. But the thing is, there's always going to be people who are going to have to go through that shit. So there's always going to be that arrogant son of a bitch. Yeah, and it's just it's not fun. You're taking yourself too seriously, and it's just there's nothing. Having fun is always more fun than not having fun. And right now, I'm not having fun with you fucking telling me how fucking sick you are at skiing. Dude, there's a correlation between people like that who just have like these super egos and talk a big game. I think they also have what is called a micro penis.
Yeah, well, what is it? Like if somebody has a big truck. What's the phrasing for it? Fuck, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like if you truly just do have that big dick, any girl that you sleep with is gonna fucking tell her friends like, oh yeah, this dude's hung. You don't need to fucking put that out there for yourself. Let people find out on their own.
Your legend precedes you,
Exactly, dude. You let the legend grow. And I don't know if you've checked in with the Boulder atmosphere, but the legend's been growing.
The legend's been growing. Nice.
in more ways than one.
Right? Oh, yeah, buddy.
Animate just a huge fake cock coming up the screen.
Ooh, I like that.
Just legend's been growing.
Don't hold back. So we ended up getting to the dicks. There it is. Yep, we made it.
We fucking made it, man. We got all the way full circle in the last 15
Here
minutes.
We are.
And we're on to the dicks. So
we made it to the D.
Let's talk about dicks for a minute.
Let's not. That wouldn't work.
Just when we were getting out of the pool, you pushed me back in. And now, guess what? I want to throw the ball.
I don't know how to wrap this shit up either, man. It's hard.
It's really hard starting, and
Well, what do you got going on? Tell people what you're getting into, man.
Signing off is weird. I don't get it.
Signing off is weird.
It's not like a normal.
Had a good time, bud. Yeah.
It's not like you're just like, all right, dude, I'll talk to you later. It's
yeah.
You gotta acknowledge the guest. You gotta acknowledge the fucking. I don't fucking know.
I mean, you and me, we don't need to acknowledge each other every fucking episode, you know?
Yeah.
Or do we? Or am I just being an asshole? Yeah, fuck off. I don't want to hear that shit.
All right, Danny's a dick. That's your ending.
Yeah, that's a good one. Danny's a dick. I used to be a big dick. I definitely mellowed out. I had some inner rage as a teenager. I knew how to be a good dick.
You knew how to be a good dick?
I was a good dick in high school.
All right. On that note, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
That's the universal sign for cut it in the edit.
Please, yeah.
No. Oh no.
Hot.
Oh, hot.
That's our universal sign. Like, no, we can't do this.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, man. Well, why don't I just say I can tell the world what I got going on. I'm here in Brooklyn. It's really cool. It's a really fun city. I could definitely move here. I'm fiddling with something. I almost dropped it. I ruined it.
No, you're good. We have editing tools. We can cut around it. But I think it's funnier if we leave it in and then also leave in the exposition of us talking about cutting it out. I don't know.
Yeah, Brooklyn's fun. Here for another month. Just painting my ass off.
I feel like that's
enjoying the city.
I love how we're getting to this literally at the sign off because we probably should have started with just talking about you being in Brooklyn, but that didn't happen.
Dude, we could start next week's like that because a lot of my art delves into like the matter of spirit and where it comes from and where you find it. So we could do that.
Yeah. I was about to do like a teaser. I was going to go like, we didn't even talk about that, but you'll just have to tune in next time to the No Fun Zone podcast. And now it just feels phony.
All right, here's a cut. I'm going to ask you what we're going to get into next week. Should I do that? Would that work?
Yeah, let's try it. Let's see what happens.
This is what we'll do. I mean, we've been talking. Ready?
Leave it in for sure. Leave it in.
Man, I could get into a discussion about, the origins of our spirit and where consciousness lies, but we've already been talking for 2.5 hours. So maybe what we can do is talk about that next week.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking so long already, and we didn't even get to the conversation of, we kind of teased the idea of us talking about spirituality and all that stuff. That'll be good. But we didn't even talk about that, the fact that you're in fucking hipster-ass Brooklyn now.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to hear about that, you're just going to have to tune into next week's episode.
We'll tune in next week, man. I'll give a tour of the studio and everything. It'll be sweet.
Oh, fucking perfect. Yeah. All right, so exclusive. This might be on Patreon. Okay, so if it doesn't come out, it doesn't come out. I don't know.
Now we're up in the big leagues.
Woo! Make money. Now we just need ads.
Yeah.
We need Patreon. We need more people to subscribe. So also do that. If you want to see, tell us. Okay, if you want to see us talk about Brooklyn next episode, subscribe. Leave a comment. And if you don't want us to talk about, okay, I'm still in people's bits now. I'm done with that.
Okay. You caught yourself. I'm
proud of you, buddy. Something.
I should treat you like David Tucker when you get stuck in bits. Be like, come back to reality, buddy.
Come on, bud.
Ryan, you in there? Come on, bud.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. That's David Tucker on mushrooms. Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh. Oh. Hey, guys.
All right, man. We're 30 minutes over when I said I should get out of here.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay. I gotta head out. Yeah.
Peace,
it's great
Danny.
to talk to you. Talk to you next week.
We'll find out.
Cool. We did it! Woo! We got there. It took us 45 minutes.
As it always does.